Hey everybody, so we are officially in wetlands research inquiry mode. When people research, they try to learn more about something. People research by reading books, asking an expert like we did this morning about something. They watch videos, they research on the internet. So I'm going to continue some of the research that we did this morning, and I am going to read this book called Life in Freshwater Marshes. And as I'm reading, I want to write down and record some of the new learning that we're doing, because when we learn something new, if we don't write it down, we forget it. So I'm going to organize my sheet like this. I have the wetlands, and then I have a section for food, water, shelter, and space. And as I learn new things about the wetlands, I'm going to put it in the different categories. So this is called Life in Freshwater Marshes by Marella S. Miller. Okay. Table of contents. Welcome to a marsh. What is a marsh? A marsh forms. Types of marshes. Alligators in the Everglades. In the marsh, above the marsh, around the marsh food chain. And there's a glossary and an index in the back. Welcome to a marsh. It is morning in a marsh. The rising sun shines on the water. Tall grasses bend with the wind. Hold on a second. Okay. A heron flies over the water. So a heron must be a kind of bird, since it said a heron flies over the water. An alligator's eyes pop above the water's surface. He looks around for food. He is hungry. This freshwater marsh is a water biome. A biome is a place in nature that supports certain types of life. Plants and animals of a biome are specially suited to live there. Let's learn more about freshwater marshes. What is a marsh? A marsh is a type of wetland. Wetlands are areas of land covered by shallow water. I know that shallow means not very deep. When I think of a swimming pool, there's usually the shallow end and the deep end. A lot of kids like to be in the shallow end because they can put their feet on the bottom and they can look around, they can walk around. The deep part is the part where it's hard to stand, right? So wetlands have shallow water. They have only a little bit of water. There are many types of wetlands. Some wetlands have salty water. Others have fresh water. This means there is no salt in the water. Most marshes contain fresh water. So I'm learning right now some things, well, I guess about the water in the wetland. So I'm learning that in the wetlands, there are marshes. There's a marsh. And I'm learning that marshes have shallow, fresh water. Fresh water means that it's not salty. You know when you go to the beach and you have the salt water and it's all salty? Marshes have fresh water. It's not salty. Marsh water is not deep. It is usually from 1 foot to 6 feet deep. Freshwater marshes are found in low, open areas. They are near shallow lakes and the mouths of some rivers. This is where the river flows into another body of water. Marshes are located around the world. Many plants and animals live in freshwater marshes. Different types of grasses grow well. Very few trees are found. Other plants and rice grow in marshes. So rice grows in this kind of environment. Insects, birds, deer, and other animals live in marshes too. So I'm realizing that grasses grow here, and I realized that I didn't leave a spot on this chart for food, for animals. So I'm just gonna put a Post-it right here in the middle. We've learned insects, birds, deer are animals, are types of animals that live here, right? And here's a picture of an American bittern bird. Blends in with the marsh grasses. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. Okay, Alligators in the Everglades. Everglades National Park is on the southern tip of Florida. The park is made of many small marshes. The park's marshes cover more than 4,300 square miles. The water is thick with grass. Birds, insects, and other animals live in the grass. One of the most common animals is the alligator. Alligators are very large reptiles. They can grow up to 19 feet long. Wow. So 19 feet is like almost as long as our classroom, right? 19 feet is, or almost the width of our classroom, right? It's pretty long. They spend most of their lives in freshwater. Alligators use their strong tails to move through the water. They are fast swimmers. This helps them catch prey. Alligators eat fish, birds, and small mammals. That's a new fact. So for food, we've learned that alligators eat fish, and I don't quite remember what I read, so I need to go back and check it. It says fish, birds, and small mammals. Okay, eat fish, birds, and small mammals. So I know that fish, birds, and small mammals must be in the wetlands. They are fast swimmers. This helps them catch their prey. With 80 teeth, it is easy for alligators to catch food. Wow. Then they swallow their food whole. Alligators hunt at night. Their eyes, ears, and noses are at the top of their bodies, at the top of their heads. Their large bodies hide underwater. Alligators dig holes in the marsh dirt where they rest. Female alligators build nests and lay eggs. They use grass and mud to make the nests. Then they use thick marsh grass to hide the nests. Female alligators guard their nests from predators. Panthers, snakes, and birds try to eat the eggs. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're learning a lot here. And I'm realizing that we just heard something about the shelter. Let's go back and see. So alligators, they use the marsh dirt to rest and lay eggs. So the marsh dirt, like in this picture, right? That's kind of like the shelter for the eggs. So I'm going to say for shelter is that alligators use marsh dirt to lay eggs. Oh, and make nests to lay eggs. I can just do a cross out and make nests. So we're learning how alligators use the marsh for their shelter. All right, we're going to stop there for today, and we're going to continue adding to this chart in the days ahead. If you're reading anything about the wetlands on your own and you would like to make your own habitat chart with food, water, shelter, and space, you know that you can do that. I'll see you on Friday, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.